Hi guys. So welcome to my first video for marketing systems. And if you haven't clicked subscribe yet, please do so. I'll be continuously talking about marketing from this point on every single day, and I'll answer each of your questions every single day. Okay, so don't forget to click subscribe. And today I will be covering a few questions that came through to my FB. And the first one, let me just read it. It is, what condition sales shall come first and the other condition marketing come after? This question came from Eric. Thank you, Eric, for the question. And I would say I don't really understand the question, but I think what you wanted to ask was what is sales and marketing, right? Because I get that a lot. So basically, there's a lot of definitions for these terms, but what I use personally is that marketing is a function of sales. So marketing is the act of influencing beliefs with the intent to make a sale. Did you get that? So I'll repeat that again. Marketing for me is the acts or actions that you take to influence someone's belief in order to make a sale, or with the intent of making a sale. Okay, so marketing is definitely a part of the sales function. There's a lot of parts of sales function, and we will go through it. So when should you do sales and when should you do marketing? Basically, I would say that sale is right at the point where you can you know that it's gonna happen. So it's a transaction. Sale is a transaction. Marketing is the action that you make in order for that transaction to happen. So when do you do sales? You do sales when you know that your target market is a warm or hot one. So they are aware of you, they're aware of your products. You don't need to explain much. You probably just need to stress on the benefits and the key pain points that you will solve for them, being a solutions provider, and the value that you give, so that they will eventually pay up and just purchase from you. So that's when you make a sale. However, when do you do marketing? Marketing primarily is to increase awareness, just address objections, or any refusals that they might have. And that could be achieved in many ways. Among others is advertising, creating a video, explaining in person. So you do marketing always. You will always have to do marketing. As long as you have a business and a brand, your marketing should move every single day. As Brian Tracy said, because I love his books, he said that you should always do marketing and line up prospects more than you actually have time to meet them. But we live in a boundless world nowadays, so you have the option of actually meeting everyone online. And that's the beauty of it. It doesn't matter if you have a product or service, or you have a brick and mortar business, you can still service them online. And we will go through that later. But you should do marketing every single day. Okay? So we'll get to how to do marketing in a bit. So I'll be moving on to the next question is, what kind of customer criteria should you put extra caution in dealing with them in selling? Okay, I think this pertains to when you have a difficult customer. I get this to my soul because I've done e-commerce before, and believe me, at one point, because we were strapped out of funds, so I was literally the customer service person. Well, as always, when you're trying to begin something new and then you don't have money for staff, so I was always the first customer service person. I would pick up the phone, especially when you do e-commerce. Customers nowadays are very vocal. If they don't like something, they're gonna go on your FB and they're gonna go on your Twitter and they're gonna say a lot of things about you, and they have a lot of things to say. So before that happens, probably you want to know how to filter out these things. The thing is, what I find useful for me when I was dealing either small items below 100, below 200, or bigger ticket items like 50,000 accounts and above, like 50,000 ringgit worth of one invoice and above, is you have to manage expectations. You have to understand that when customers buy from you or want to buy from you, they have a certain level of expectation. They expect, doesn't matter whether it's just 100 ringgit or 50,000 ringgit, they are going to expect that you are going to be there for them at every step of the way. Now, not all customers are like this, yes, but some are, and they require extra tender loving care. And by right, they should, because our customers are kings, okay? So we have to treat them very nicely. No matter if they scream in your face, you just have to control the situation. How do you do that? First of all, you have to manage the expectation. Set clear channels. Like, for example, if you have an e-commerce store, what you have to do is you have to write on the policies on exchange. It has to be very clear and mapped out. Okay, let's say if you got this and you don't like it, you want to change it, you don't like the color, what is your policy on that? Write it out, put it on the website, put a link, and then put it on a frequently asked questions page, because they will go there, and if they don't go there, they go to your WhatsApp or whatever channels. You can tell them that, oh, it's on our page, it's very transparent. Nowadays, it's very, if you can afford it, do offer a money back guarantee, because it will address objections, or it will remove risk, so that people feel safe in buying from you, especially if they don't know you yet, or it's the first time they bought from you. So what if, like, you got a customer and they're like difficult, or they're being very demanding? What happens is, these people, they want to be listened to. So you get on the phone, if possible, please just get on the phone with them and ask them, hi, I'm so and so, I'm calling from so and so, I got your query on this, I'm very sorry that it happened to you. It's okay, apologize first to calm them down, and then just ask, like, how can I help you, or how can I make it better, and then listen to them first. And then suggest, what if I offer you this? Option A, option B, and option C. People like option C. If you just only have one to say, like, what if I help you by doing this? Would this be okay for you? Because seriously, guys, like, the best way for your business is to improve is by your worst, or like your most demanding customers. They're demanding for a reason, because they expect a certain level from you. So if you can manage their expectations while serving them the best you can, you're a win-win. Okay, so I hope that answered the questions. So just manage expectations. So if you have a big invoice amount, let's say it's a big ticket item client, make sure what time are you available to address them. They don't like to be kept hanging. And the more you let them hang, the more pissed and the more angry and upset they are. So it's kind of hard to dial back from there. So before that happens, make sure that you always communicate with them. Communicate always in times good or bad, okay? Because communication is key, especially when you're doing business and people would just want to know, like, are you looking at me? You've done taking? Usually the case is, oh, you took my money and now I don't get any support. I don't know what to do. And so just address those questions. It's helpful, because if you can address that and hopefully make it into a video or a how-to explaining, like bullet points explanation on how to use a certain product or your service, or how to reach you, or when can they reach you, you can put it also up on your website or your social media, or create a graphic out of it and put it up. So you will bridge the gap of communication, and you will help yourself if you're operating alone, a one-man show, like I did many times before. It will help you, compared to you having to answer one by one. It will show that you still care. It's just this is the procedures, this is the managed expectations. Okay, all right, so I hope I answered that question. And the next one is how to spot the selling key point and needs in any conversation. I think I will make a whole point out of it, because this is what I have spent 19 years doing sales learning how to perfect this. So it actually is a very, very long topic, and I can talk about it for 2 hours straight. No joke. So I'm gonna move on to the next question. Number 4 is how to start selling without any products. What are the steps that are involved? So I assume that when you say that you don't have products, maybe you have a service to sell, right? Because when you sell, you have to sell something. It's either a product or a service. Okay, let's say if you want to start selling, but you don't know what to sell. Maybe that's the question. Then, first of all, sell yourself, because the first rule of marketing is people buy you first. Yeah, I know. Took me years to understand this. The reality is, people buy you, the face of the business, the person, the story of the business. Then they buy the product or the service. When they trust you, then they will engage you. When they like you, then they will engage you. So if you don't have anything to sell yet, you don't know what to sell yet, sell yourself first. How to sell yourself? That's another story. We'll get to that. Or let's say if you have like service and then you want to sell your service. Okay, how do you sell your service? If you have a service, you just got to show people how it's done. For example, let's say if you sell a service of coaching. You know how a lot of people are doing coaching nowadays? So how do they sell themselves apart from like, I would strongly recommend you not to show, not in the beginning, like to show like the cars or the Rolexes, because that's a very done thing now. And what people want are not you flexing on IG and FB. I called it, I'm sorry, but yeah, when I see those kind of videos, I go like, oh, okay. But I know they attract like, certain people because they aspire for that kind of success. But if you want to attract more quality people, go with content. Like, what are you about? If you have a service, tell them about your service. If you're a coach, tell them how do you coach. Share with them like key points about how they can improve a certain area in their life, about what you teach. Show. Don't just tell, show. Okay, the next one is how to manage your monthly sale prospects efficiently. You gotta have a system, obviously. So how do you manage? The thing is, every successful salesperson has a sheet. It's a call sheet. So you have to update on your call sheet. Could be a G Sheet, Google Sheets. I suggest that you put it online so that it's easily accessible even when you're on the go. Because when you're in sales, it doesn't matter if you're selling from home, you gotta be on the go, okay? So get a Google Sheet done. If you don't know, YouTube it. And then put the name, put the columns in name, contact number, when did you last contact them. If you can put like an alarm, like when I was heavily doing sales, we would put alarms like notifying that okay, we have to follow up a certain prospect within 5 days. Do not call them every day. Nobody likes that. You will probably be blocked anyway. So the way I do it is that I would set up that sheet and I would put down, I would talk to them like I would talk to my friends or like my family. I would get really familiar with them, but that's my style. Everybody has a different style. I'm the, how do you say, very Malaysian style, because what you see like with me, like personally, if you meet me in person, I'm just like this. So this is me. So when I talk to people, I just be myself. It's important for you to be comfortable so that they get to know you as a person and they don't feel like they're talking to a salesperson of that company or that brand. Because people, it doesn't matter if you're talking to the receptionist or the highest boss, they're still people at the end. So you just got to connect with them. Okay? So when you connect with them, they don't feel so hesitant to answer your call or reply your WhatsApp. Just don't bug them every day. That's really annoying, guys. So just put put the details in the columns of the G sheet. You know what? I'll show you. I'll create a video to show you. Okay? And then next question is, what are the most important 5 differences of offline sale activity in comparison with online? What are the pros and cons? It really depends, guys. Like, it depends on the products and services. And because I've done both, I've done offline sales for 19 years and I've done online sales for 13 years. So it really depends. But I must say that online, that's a huge benefit. And even if you have a shop, a walk-in shop, you really should go online regardless, because you can reach anywhere, and nowadays you can sell anywhere. If you have a product, you can ship it anywhere in the world. And if you have like a service, so much easier, right? Unless if I would say that unless if you are a local service provider, for example, that you are a lawyer or a dentist, so obviously you can't really sell your service overseas. But what you can do is you can share values that you have overseas. So that's why you still need to be online. Don't believe me? Google on YouTube like dentists, and you'll find dentists from LA sharing like, oh, what does it look like to have a before and after makeover of their teeth? Because that's what people are looking for nowadays. I mean, you can get services done, like, just walk in, but what other value are you giving? So you have to think about not just selling your product or service, but what additional value that you are giving. Information, tips. So people are looking more for that, okay? Because people have a lot of questions. For example, network marketers. Yes, people who do MLM, direct selling. Okay, so when you meet direct marketers, usually they will like tell you, okay, take this vitamin or supplement, it's really good. And most of the time it is really, really good. Okay, they're there for years and years for a reason, because they're really good. I know, because I used to be a direct consumer direct marketing person, so I know it's really good stuff. So it's you guys, if you're watching this, kudos to you, you're really good. So when you have those products, usually when people sign up and then when they buy, they have a lot of questions. It will like probably WhatsApp you and call you and ask, so what time should I eat this? What food should I eat it with? Is there anything that I shouldn't do after eating or before eating this? Is there any best way to consume this? Is there any other products that I can take this with to further enhance the performance? So these are the kind of info that you need to address, because they have your customers, they have questions, and that is the value that you're adding. You need to address these kind of questions. So whether you're selling face to face, you can still add value through online. And I know that here you see me like going heavy online, because Kai, seriously, it's limitless, it's boundless, and it doesn't matter if you don't know how to speak like certain languages. It's fine, really. If you want to talk in Malay pun boleh, tak ada masalah, langsung. Language is not a barrier. If you speak broken English, it's fine. If you speak broken Malay, it's fine. What people are looking for is really the value, the key points. You can talk pretty all day long, but if you don't have points, at the end of the day, nobody will listen. Okay? So I will move on to the next one. How do you find balance in online and offline sale? Which is more important for your business? Okay, throughout the experience, for the past 19 years that I did sales, I would say I would push heavily online. You know why? Because there's low barriers to entry. So it means that, if you're just starting today, you can still start an online business. You don't have a product, you don't have enough stock, you can still sell online. But, because what happened to me before when I had a walk-in shop, I was selling clothes, and when we didn't have enough stock, what happened was that Customers who because there's gonna be regulars if you have a walk-in. They're gonna come in and they're gonna like, huh? Is this it? That's it? You guys are not changing styles this month? So they expect something different by right, of course. But when you're low on funds and you can't do that, so what can you do? But online, what we could do is open pre-orders, and that changed the game. You know the brand Oxwhite, the clothing brand that was just started a few years ago? Yeah, they're like focusing on pre-orders because you get the money first and then you do the production, you give them the best product. And I have to stress, you guys, that you must give the best value that you ever have, be it product, be it service, be it anything that you want to sell. You give the best version of everything. Do not hold back. Do not, oh no, I can't give it all. No, give them all. Give them all. Okay? And give without any expectation. Okay. How do you upsell your product or service on your first sale? Okay, if you have a website, it's easy because you can just add, you know how like when you click purchase and then you see like also suggested items or other people who bought this also bought this, you'll be surprised of how that works. Like, when I was running my e-com, that really increase our cart value, because when you have e-com, your main concern is how do you increase your cart value. Yes, you want to get people back, but before that, on their first purchase, you need to sell them as much as possible. And for example, let's say if you went on in a marketplace, for example Shopee, you know how like when you shop and then there's like, oh okay, you want to get like buy three of this item and then get 6% off. That 6% could just be like 5 ringgit, but the added cart value that they add is definitely more than 5 ringgit. That's what you should do. So if you have an e-com or you're selling at a marketplace, give bundle deals and offers in their first purchase. Make them your fans in the first try, okay? And then suggest also things that match, that go along with together. People buy this, also buy this. And let's see, for example, let's say if you're selling face to face, okay, how do you add cart value? Yes, it can be done. The way is you write it down. For example, if you're MLM person and they want to buy supplements, for example, they want to buy supplements, you write down, okay, you need like this multivites, and then you need additional vitamin C, and then you need this and this, and then they're like, okay, that's good enough. Oh, you know what, this month there's a promotion, and if you already bought this, you're gonna get this for 20% off. Do you want this? I'm just gonna put it in, so you save on postage. Malaysians or anyone love free postage or savings on postage. So that's what you need to focus on, okay? Added value. Or let's say if you sell online and you don't control the cart, how do you add value? Then you give consultation. You know what, if you get this, I'll personally spend 1 or 2 hours personalizing your training program, your exercise workout program, personal consultation on your beauty regimen, personal consultation on your skin, personal consultation on how you should eat a certain supplement to help you lose that weight, to help you gain that healthy heart. That's a lot. Or like if you're doing coaching, you can ask them like, oh, you know what, just because you add this, if you add this, I'm going to give you an extra coaching session, on 2 topics that you are most interested on, or I'm going to give you free personal development tests. So I hope that helps. Number 9 is how to analyze and negotiate with your customer. Okay, it all depends on, first, managing their expectations and finding out what they want by asking strategic questions and listening well. Okay, that's how you you gauge. You have to ask certain questions, and then when they talk, as they talk, you will see like, okay, what is their budget, what are they looking for? Are they just, do they have the money now, or is it going to be a later purchase? How do you get them to buy now? There's certain questions that you have to ask that will like, that doesn't seem too probing, but it will like help answer what you need to know in order to help them facilitate a sale. I think that is better answered in another video because it's a long one. How to chase your payment back and yet can maintain your future sale. Okay. Just be nice. Okay, no. Yes, be nice, but also be persistent. The thing is about Malaysians is some people, you know, when they issue out, for example, I'll just say like, because you're asking for collections, right? So obviously you issued out an invoice. I would say the best thing is issue out the invoice. First things first is, if you can get a deposit of 50% at least, that will cover your initial costs. Okay, that is very vital before any work is done. That is like number one. Okay, so once the job is done, how do you chase for like the balance of the payment? Okay, send them an email. Hi, this is like this is the invoice, and this is the balance that is due, and set your terms and condition in the, just repeat it, whatever that you put on your invoice, just repeat it in the email as well. Yeah, I know that you attach your invoice, but you gotta repeat it in the email because some people don't read the invoice in full. So you gotta say that, oh, just to remind you, or just to recap, or just to point out that, you know, our terms and condition is 7 days or 2 weeks or 1 month. And tell them that you will follow up with them. I will follow up with you next week. Okay? Just to say hi and just remind you on this. So next week, you send another email. Hi, I'm following up, as I said during my last email, on this payment. So I was just wondering, when you're ready, send them an email and give them a call. So right after sending the email, give it like 5-10 minutes and then give them a call. Hey, hi. So I just sent an email. Did you get it? Did you get oh no, you haven't? Oh, it's okay, you can check it out later. I'm just calling, like, you know, just to make sure that it gets in your inbox. And also, like, can I ask, like, when might you be able to make the payment? It'll be good if you could like assign a collections person instead of you. Like, for example, if you are the one who's carrying out the work, the service, I would say that assign somebody else, your partner, or maybe an accounts person, or maybe an admins person, maybe your wife, or maybe your husband, somebody else to do the collection, because I know that it gets a bit messy, like, oh, I'm doing the service and I'm asking for money. I feel weird because we're Asians like that. Okay, so it'd be good if you could assign somebody else, and you know, and that person will take on the role of being admins. Now, a lot of people practice it, and this seems to work very well, including me, because I am the collections for a few people. Okay, so and when you're asking for money, don't be weird about it. Don't be like, really, it's really hard for me to ask. No, it's your money, you deserve it. So you just say it as a matter of fact. It's nothing personal. You're not like, you know, along or whatever. You're just asking them what is due. So ask it in a professional manner. Just say, hey, so about the invoice, we're closing accounts this month, so I just want to see, like, by when could you make the payment, so that I could, you know, I could prepare my accounts. Simple. And make it like really straightforward. Don't beat about the bush. Don't like spend 30 minutes talking to them on the phone about their kid, you know, then lose track. No, call, ask for payment. Okay, then talk about other things if you want. Or if not, thank you very much. I'll follow up with you next week. Okay? And for example, if they find it hard to pay in lump sum, maybe you could ask them like, hey, like, how about if you pay like weekly? can you pay like, a quarter of that next week? How about like, and when you give a date, do not give Friday, because so many things could happen on Friday. So most of my most successful collections is when I give them, oh, you know what? Okay, fine. Like, you want to pay next week? Sure. Let's do it on Monday. So Monday things happen, they got too busy, da da da. Then you at least have Tuesday or Wednesday. You got 5 more days of the work week. Because some people, when it's big amount, they pay by check, and then they say that, oh, it takes time to clear, or like, I didn't have time to go to the bank yet. I'm running errands, but it's 5 days. So always give them a Monday or a Tuesday. If you're falling out on a Monday, give them like a Tuesday. Always in the beginning of the week and not the end. Okay? Never on a Friday, because a lot of things will happen on Friday. Okay, and still be nice, obviously. Still talk to them like friends, like happy, so that they will still like not be afraid to pick up your call. Okay, and there's one more question, but it's a big one, so I'll make it into another video. So stay tuned. Thank you.